What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and I have my best friend and now castmate. Because I told y'all the last time he was on here that we will be doing something together, and now y'all see him on the scene ATL with me, DJ the singer, and
Hey
we're here for
cousins, hey friend.
and we're here for another album review. Listen, we're going to be doing a lot of album reviews together. Okay, so we're going to be doing our Keyshia Cole edition. We already did The Way It Is, which was like now last summer because we're in another year now. But last summer we did The Way It Is, and we never really got the chance to do the rest of the albums, but that's because we were filming. And we were filming, working, YouTubing.
Life
We
was
were just
happening.
too much was going on, so we didn't have the time to really sit down and do it. But this year, I did tell you guys that I am digging deep into my music content, and this is a part of the music content that I will be giving you guys. And who better to review these albums than my best friend? And we have the same taste of music. So, of course, we got to do Keyshia Cole. Of course, we got to do K. Michelle. We got to do Mary. We got to do a couple of them. We got to do a couple of them. We do, because we. This is how our relationship even started with these type of artists. Like we already told y'all on the show that the friendship started because of songwriting, but it got even deeper because we like the same type of music.
Mhm.
We were K Michelle fans pre Love and Hip Hop.
Hey Michelle and Monica fans down.
Yes. Oh my God. So we're about to get into what most people will call um this woman's best album, Keyshia Cole's best album. Now, some people may argue and say that the first album is the best, but most people that I know, most people says that this album, Just Like You, which was released in 2007 when I graduated high school,
Hmm.
um they say that this album is her best. Now, before we get into the track listing of it all and every damn thing else of it all, do you think that this is her best work? And if you do, tell me why.
This album for me holds a very significant and special place for the simple fact that when this album came out, so around the time of this album, I had gotten engaged, and then I found out that the person I had gotten engaged to was sleeping with my best friend at the time.
Oh,
So, right. So this album came at a very pivotal point in my young adulthood. I guess you could say this was my first heartbreak for real. And so the first album hit, but I could, some of that stuff I couldn't relate to because I hadn't lived through it yet. But when this album came, Let It Go was the song of the summer.
it
Like,
was.
and that's ironically the first track. First track, first single. But Let It Go was the song of the summer. You would not turn on that radio and not hear Bartender by T-Pain, and then after that, you at the top of the hour is Let It Go by Keyshia Cole, and then they played a remix. And so like you just wouldn't you couldn't go anywhere and not hear this song. And so this album for me was definitely a no skip. Do I think it's Keisha's best album? I think it's some of her best work. Those first three albums, in my humble opinion, I think are some of her best work. Later to be mentioned, Woman to Woman. But yeah, I definitely think so. Is a no skip.
Yes. Out of all of Keisha's albums, this is her best album to me. It's my favorite album by her. If I could go down the list of her albums, like in my opinion, as quality goes, this would be at the top. The Way It Is would be next. A Different Me would be next. Woman to Woman would be next. That's a free fall after that.
It would
Now,
probably be
Calling All Hearts would probably be after Woman to Woman for me. And
yeah,
then
and then Point of No Return, and then 11:11 Reset.
yeah,
Now, and we'll talk about it when
when
it's
we
time to
get
do the
there.
video. But Point of No Return to me was a cool album. I understood what she was trying to do. Like it was a pretty cool album. I would have stayed in the studio a couple of extra months, but it was cool. I saw what she was trying to do.
She was trying to get off that damn label. That's what she was
She was trying
trying
to
to
get off
do.
that label. She was trying to get divorced. It was so much going on at that time. So I got it. I understood. But I think a little bit more focus definitely would have made that album a standout. But it wasn't a bad album. It wasn't awful.
It wasn't.
I didn't think it was awful. I just think it lacked direction. I think it lacked direction. I felt like she was experimenting with some stuff. But
In the
we
heat
gonna get
of
into it because that's the
passion,
album that got me blind.
in the heat of passion.
There were some songs I could have done without.
I can't wait till we get there. I can't
We gonna
wait
get
till
there. We are
I
going
can't
to get
wait.
there.
But however, we're gonna go ahead and get into this album. We're gonna go track by track.
Okay.
We're gonna rank each song. We're gonna say why we like the song, why we don't like the song, what the song means to us, why it's our favorite, why it's our least favorite, all of the things. So the very first track on Just Like You is Let It Go featuring Missy Elliott and Lil Kim. It was the very first single off this album. And I remember when I first heard it, I was 18 when I first heard it. It was the summertime. I had graduated high school. I'm getting ready for college. And this song is out. And for me, I felt like here we go again. I'm sorry. Here we go again using that juicy sample. Once again, it's here we go again using the juicy fruit sample. I'm so sick of the juicy fruit sample. But then the more I listened to it, the more I loved it. But I noticed that radio has started cutting Lil Kim's rap off because her
That
rap was
was
way longer than what it was on the
that was
radio.
the era of the Lil Kim hate train, if you remember, because they
Yes,
cut her verse from that. They also cut her verse from and that hate train lasted for a few years because a couple years later, they completely alleviated her verse from Monica's "Anything to
anything
Find
to
You."
find you.
Yeah,
So yeah. So
what
what
did
now?
Kim do to the people? Please.
Right. But my thing is this. So let me ask you this. Where were you and what were you thinking when you first heard you need to get it, Pete? Don't
That
wanna.
was the start of the foolishness in my relationship. So I think you know this. I was a sheltered teenager, and so this was during the era of me being or I had just graduated high school. Me and my parents were bumping heads because I wanted to go to Clark. They wanted me to go to SC State because they wanted me to get away from this person that I was dealing with, who I eventually got engaged to. And then in that relationship, this is the era of monogamous relationships. Like if it wasn't all of this polygamy and stuff that's going on now. And so the person that I was with was like, let's take a break. And I was like, okay, whatever that means. And so during this break, I'm hearing throughout the streets, well, they dating this person, they sleeping with this person, they were at this person's job and at this person's house last night. Woo woo woo. And I get in the car because at the time I had a little silver beetle bug, and I'm riding through the city, and they were just like, breaking new single from Keyshia Cole. Y'all call in and let us know what you think. And all I heard, you need to get it, Pete. Don't wanna. I was like, nigga, like, wait a minute. I was like, where can I get this? Because I need this now.
Right.
I need this now. And whenever that thing would come on, I didn't have an iPad. What is it? The little iPod. I didn't have one of those at the time. I had the Do you remember the Zune? The little
Yes.
Zoom MP3 player. So I had a little Zoom
Uh-huh.
MP3 player, and so I went home. And at the time, like, this is the era of concrete loop and such. So I Googled, I was like, Keyshia called MP3 woo woo, found it, downloaded, put it on my Zoom player. When I tell you I played that thing out. My mama was like, can you play something else? I was like, you need to get it, Pete. Don't want to. I was like, I don't need to hear nothing else. Because that song carried me through. So if we're doing this on a scale of 1 to 10, that song for me is still an 11.
Right. Okay. Okay. So
Still an 11.
for me, I had never at this moment in time, I was a virgin.
I was too. No, no, I wasn't. Not at this point. I'm lying.
I was a virgin. I had not had sex with nobody. I
You
had
wouldn't
not
having no sex.
no sex, no kissing, no nothing. I had not had any experiences with no man, just in my dreams. And that was it. So I had no experience with nothing at this moment. But when I first heard this song, it took me a minute though. I ain't gonna lie, because the juicy sample, I felt like I didn't heard it 1,000 times already. But it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's something about Missy and the way she puts a song together and the way she writes a record, and Missy is a good R&B producer.
Yes.
Like as a person that wrote songs. Well, I need to stop saying wrote in past tense. But I haven't written a song in years though. That's the only thing I haven't written a
We
song.
gonna change that in the new
Yeah.
year.
Look, but Missy was a person that I looked up to a lot when as a songwriter. Like I don't know what it was. Like she has this thing where Missy is a hip hop artist, but I feel like she's a singer at heart, and I think that she takes her gospel influence and stuff like that and put it into the records and stuff like that. You can even tell by the harmonies that she puts together sometimes. Like people be sleeping on Missy as a person that harmonizes. They sleeps.
They do.
They sleeps. But
Missy
how
had the girls together in the 90s.
she did, but this was a great record, and I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. This is probably one of Keisha's best songs. I think that this is her closer record at most of her shows. I think it's either her it could be an opener, it could be a closer. It really don't matter. But I think that I Changed My Mind will always be the better opener for a concert for her than anything else.
Yeah. Do
I
you
think
remember
you
that
gotta open
video?
it. Somebody
Do you
Changed My Mind?
No, for Let It Go. That video has
Yes.
everybody. So like this is the era of like, if you ask me, I call this real reality TV. I feel like now our show isn't scripted, but I feel
Yeah.
like reality TV now is really scripted. It's very much, it's heavily edited. You know, they got a storyline, the whole thing. This is during the era of I Love New York, Flavor of Love, Charm School, Making the Band. Like this was that era, and so like you had um what's that girl's name? Leilani from Flavor of Love that was in the
Mm-hmm.
video. You had I feel like Fat Joe was in that video. Um you
Yeah, I
had
think it was.
yeah, I feel like Fat Joe was in that video. You had everybody in that video. And it was real. Like I tell people all the time, like you had to be there, but like that was the era where like you would go to the club and actually dance. Like you would go to the club, you know, get your drink. We were drinking
Mm-hmm.
underage, but you know, you go to the club, get your drink. You know, this was during the era where if you liked somebody, like you wanted to like them just enough just to want to give them something. Like you would go to the
Yeah.
club, you would go to the club, you party. You know, you be in the back of the club kissing and making out. At least I was. Be in the back of the club making
Yeah, I do
out,
it
kissing and
now.
whatever. And you know, you hit up an after party, y'all still dancing, and then you make it out just in time to hit up Waffle House or Hardee's so you can be in class by 8 o'clock. So like this
Not
was a
Hardee's.
time, such a good time.
Yes, I love Let It Go. The next song is Did Not Tell You featuring Too Short. And I remember Keisha wanted that to be her either third or her fourth single, I
I
think.
thought she wanted to be the lead, or on the show. I thought she wanted it
But she
to be
did
the
want that to
lead.
be the lead on the show, but then they went with Let It Go. And I remember at one point in time, after I Remember came out, I think she was pushing for it again to be a single.
I think it's a missed opportunity.
I think it was too. Absolutely. What exactly is Did Not Tell You about? Is it just about him going out to the club, neglecting her?
It's almost like a "I told you so" kind of song. You know, it's almost like, you know, for lack of better words, like you thought the grass was greener on the other side, but you found out it was
Mm-hmm.
turf. Like, didn't I tell you I was gonna be the one? And just know, like, she can't love you like I do.
My favorite part in the song, I don't know why, but it was you're going out knowing everybody's watching, but she can't never beat me, you know what, baby. The proof's in the pudding, ain't no way to hide it.
No, this was the ad lib. The yeah. Like when I tell you, we were in the dorm cracking up, like, bruh, you couldn't come up with nothing else. But no, straight up though. Like, didn't I tell you was a hard record though? Like
It was.
you wasn't gonna go on campus and not hear that blasting out of somebody's window. Like
Right.
that was a missed opportunity. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but this was also allegedly she was engaged to Jeezy, and that's who it was about.
That whole
Allegedly.
album was allegedly about him.
Allegedly, but you know, because they were allegedly engaged. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there, but Allegedly, they were engaged, and he said no. And she asked him allegedly, and that's where this album came from. But it, hey, heartbreak makes the best record. So, um, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this one. I gotta be in a mood to hear it, but I'm gonna give it an 8 just because I gotta be in a mood. It's not a bad song.
I give it an
It's
8.5.
it's on my playlist.
Yeah, like if I'm in a mood to listen to like the full album, I let it play. You know what I mean? Like I don't really skip it that much, but sometimes I do skip it, but it's not because it's a horrible song. It's like, oh, I'm not in the mood to hear that right now. We can move on. So
Yeah,
I
I gotta
give
be
it
in a
an
mood.
8.5. I give it an 8.5. And it was a missed opportunity. A lot of songs off this album were missed opportunities, to be honest. I don't know if it probably was a hard decision because she had a lot of songs that could have been singles off this album.
I think it's I'm gonna be honest. I think it was more so the label than her, and I
Yeah.
and I say that because oftentimes what a label will do, they'll give you a budget, and in
Mm-hmm.
that budget, you got to do promo, photo shoot, video shoot, radio, all of that stuff. And so the label probably said, "Hey, we only gonna give you 4 singles, 3 singles with this album, depending on how it sells." Now, truthfully, if the album had done a little bit more, because I think by now, I know the last time they updated it, I think the album is 2 times platinum.
Mm-hmm.
So if the album had done a little bit more, we probably would have gotten singles, I know there was a discussion about Gotta Get My Heart Back being the fifth and final single. There was a discussion about Falling Out, which is actually the next track, being the
Yes.
next and final single. There were conversations about what's the other record that I really like? Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Give Me More. There were conversations about Give Me More. So the whole album, if you ask me, I feel like they could have. It's a lot that could have happened with this album that really could have boosted Keyshia to the stratosphere.
But then again, they also hurried up and had her put out a third album. So
Which was a huge mistake, but we're gonna get into
we'll
that.
we'll get there. The next single is I mean, not next single. The next song is Falling Out, which is probably my favorite song off this entire album.
Really?
Falling Out. I love Falling Out. I love that song. And I don't know if you hear it, but I've said this for many years. Falling Out sounds like Monica's Breaks My Heart first cousin. It sounds just like
Yes.
that to me.
Yes.
Okay,
It
so it
does.
ain't just me then.
No,
Okay.
I've always said that. It's not just you. And the thing I like about Falling Out is a very radio friendly song, which is why I wouldn't have been mad if they had chosen it for the fifth and final single. It definitely
Mm-hmm.
would go over well on radio. It's not aggressive to white people, for lack of better words, because that's the language that they try to sugarcoat. But it's not a song that white people would look at and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's a crossover record.
And it's a fan favorite too.
It's a fan favorite, and that was one song when it would come on. I'd be in a room, that thing would come on, and I'd have to leave the room because it was a lot going on emotionally at that time, and it was like, is this what this motherfucker feeling like? You slowly falling out of love with me? That's
I,
what you're
I
doing. That's
listen.
why you
I
ain't called me in 3 days,
I definitely played that song quite a bit this time last year.
man.
Sometimes I feel like there's no getting through to you. I'm like, oh,
Like you don't appreciate all that I do.
you gotta show me that you want me to stay. Don't turn and walk away.
And then the key change. Don't turn and walk
Yes,
away from that door. Yeah. Like
yes.
sing, Keish.
Oh, Jeezy was taking her through, honey.
Jeezy was taking her through the ringer. That one gets a 9 for me.
That's a 10. That's a 10 for me.
That's a
It's
10.
a 10.
Okay.
That's a 10 for me. And when they were saying that's supposed to be her fifth single, I was excited. Do you
I
hear
was
me?
waiting on it.
I wanted it bad. I already had a video in my head and everything. The same way I had a video in my head for You Changed.
I was
They
waiting on
always
it.
do, they always do this to me. They always say, Oh, You Change about to be the fifth and final single from The Way It Is. It don't come out. Then Follow That is about to be the fifth and final single of Just Like You, and it don't come out. Like, why y'all do this to me? But you know what, Keyshia, you could still do a video for You Change.
She could, but I don't know. At this point, I part of me I wonder about Keyshia, because Keyshia, in my humble opinion, I feel Keyshia has a couple more albums left in her. The question is, does she want to do it?
Yeah.
Does she want to do it? Because she was working on an album around the time of her verses, and
Uh-huh.
then she decided she was gonna scrap that project and start completely over from scratch. And on that album, I heard Mario Winans was working on it. I heard there were a couple people that were working on that album, and for whatever reason, she just decided to scrap it. So I hope in 2026 we get new music from Keyshia, because Keyshia has always been my girl, even though she blocked me. You know,
Block me too.
she's still my girl. And hey, come on out. Show these girls how it's done. We this generation needs a Mary, and it's not who they think it is. I'ma just say that. Do with that what you will. Badu.
Okay. The next song is Give Me More.
A 10 if I never heard it. The moment that dun, 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 I was like, hey,
Give it to me
yeah,
every day. I
yeah.
need you in every way. Where did you
Listen,
go? When did it all just go away?
the
Do
song
you
I
say
never wanted to
you
end.
never ever see the day?
I never wanted it to end. And that electric guitar at the end took me on through. I slipped in the shower many a days when that thing would come on. I'd be like, baby, take me. You talk about take me through that. Take me in, Keyshia. Take me in.
Okay.
Bring me in. That one right there, yes. And then when Joe Button took the instrumental and freestyled over it, I was like, okay, I could have seen a feature on this. I
Yes.
didn't think it needed one, but then when I heard the freestyle, I was like,
Oh, you doing something.
okay. We could have made this a little, we could have gotten a low budget video for that. You in the hood or whatever with the people, and we could have gotten, who's the hot rapper at the time? I would have said Jeezy, but
Nah.
allegedly,
Um,
you
maybe
know,
Fabulous, maybe, because he had Make Me Better and
I
all
could have
that.
seen a Fabulous on that.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Well, Chris Brown wasn't rapping at the time, but
Mm-mm.
maybe a Wayne, maybe. Wayne would have been a nice addition to it. Yeah, we could have had a few different people on it. If we were gonna go the female rap route, we could have had maybe Trina on it. But
E.
well, Eve on it. That would have been a cool little bop. I could have seen it.
Because
I
Eve
would have
was
been
still
here
putting
for
out
it.
music then. Eve had tambourine and all that during that time. So
She
she was
sure
still.
did. And the label dropped the ball with that album too. That's the album we gotta review.
Listen, okay. But I give me more 10 as well. That's one of my faves too. It kind of
Easily a
it's still,
favorite.
but you know what? It reminds me of Why Don't We Fall in Love too by A. Marie. It's always
Very much
reminding me
so.
of that. Always.
Very much so.
The next song is I Remember.
Oh my God, a 20. When I tell you,
I remember when that video first came out. I was packing up for college because I went like everybody else. I didn't go to fall semester. I waited till January to go. It was December. And I remember me and Reggie was on the phone because me and Reggie was some big Keyshia Cole fans back then. You couldn't say shit about Keyshia Cole around us. We was gonna cuss you the fuck out if you say something about Keyshia Cole. And we were roommates too. And when people would come up in there, we'll be watching 106 in Park. And I remember come on, they'd be like, "Oh, bro, turn that shit off. That bitch can't sing." Oh, we kicked them out the dorm. Like you just can't come over here and talk about Keyshia Cole like that. But that from the moment I remember the first day I got that album, because back then for me, I would sit there and listen to the entire album and see how it sounds. I still do that now. I don't know if anybody
still
else
do it
do,
now.
but I sit there and listen to the whole album. When I heard I Remember, I was like, that's the one for me right
Do
there.
you still go to the store to buy the album, or do you just buy it on?
Now I don't go to the store anymore. I have to really like you to
I'm the
do
same
that.
way. I really have to like you and believe in what you're giving me for me to go to the store and physically buy your album.
The last time I physically bought an album was K Michelle's I'm the Problem. And I hate that album.
I'm trying to think. The last album I physically bought was okay. Well, I guess you could say this counts. Tidra Moses did a reimagined version of Complex Simplicity, and I bought
Okay.
that. But before that, um, let me think about that. I want to say the last physical album that I bought was a K Michelle album, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was.
See?
Um, yeah, I think the last physical album was a K Michelle album. Um, yeah, with I remember. Let me just start by saying I cried so much listening to that song. I could probably fill a couple of washing machines. Like I literally, I'm for real. That song literally was the hug I needed at the time that I didn't have it. Like we had just broken up, and you talk about somebody that was drowning. Like, baby, this is during the era we were drinking black gin. Okay, if you've never had black gin, baby, get, go to your local pub and ask them about it. That was some hood. That was some South Carolina corner store shit. And we went down there, was drinking black gin out the bottle, and literally be sitting on the side of the bed just crying. And everybody was like, "You crying over this again?" I'm like, Shh, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. When I tell you, it was just so. It was almost like a washing. It was just so. It was so comforting just to hear. I remember when I walked out. I remember when I gave up loving you. That song carried me for years because it took me a while to get over that. So that song will always have a special place. That one and the song after will always have a special place.
For the rest of my life, I promise
She
myself I
meant that.
love me first, genuinely.
She meant that.
When
Like
I'm in
I
a when
that
I'm in
when
a
I tell
shower,
you,
when I'm in the shower and I'm singing that song, you would think I was heartbroken right now.
when I tell you there are very few songs where you can hear the desperation. Mariah Carey's We Belong Together is
Oh,
desperation on wax. Keisha Cole's I Remember is desperation on wax. Like it don't get that it like when I tell you she sang that song as if God told her she would never sing again, and she only had one time to do it. That's the type of music that we are missing in today's culture. But that's a whole other rant and tangent that we will go on another day. But yes, yes, we're missing it, and I miss it.
I felt her pain. I promise
I
you I
felt
did.
her like this. He really did hurt you. Girl, just come on in here. We're gonna bake some brownies and we're gonna talk about it.
Well,
Please.
I guess we both give that a 10.
Baby, that is a 25 for me. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, I'm gonna take your numbers and mine, and we're gonna put them together.
Now the next song is Shoulda Let You Go. In
Great
my
follow-up
opinion,
single.
I don't know if you believe me. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but I always felt like Shoulda Let You Go was the better song between Let It Go. I always prefer Shoulda Let You Go. That's just me.
So "Let It Go" was more of a groove. You could dance to "Shoulda Let You Go,"
Hmm.
but I understand why they went with "Let It Go." You needed something. You needed something familiar. You know what I'm
Yeah, of
saying?
course.
Like you coming off the heels of "I Should Have Cheated" and "Love," which was colossal. Like I said,
Right.
"Love" was everywhere, and so
Everywhere.
you needed something because, like I said, this is your sophomore album. You got to hit them hard. And so I understand why they went with "Let It Go." They needed something that was familiar. When people hear that Juicy Fruit sample, they instantly think Biggie. They instantly think M2 May, which is the originator. And
Right.
so they're just like, okay, well, what's she finna do over it? And samples are hit and miss. You know, when Mary did the stylistics sample for My Everything, that one to this day, that song can come on and dun 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 dun, dun like the moment that thing comes on, it
Yes.
hits. But when Nivea did it for "I Can't Mess With You," people overlooked it. So when it comes to samples, it could be a hit or miss. And with that one, I feel like "Let It Go" was either the make or break for the album.
It was.
I
I
feel
can
like Let It Go
agree.
was the make or break. And truthfully, I don't even think, if I'm not mistaken, for I think I heard somebody tell a story. Keisha didn't have a budget for that. She just ran out there with the song and they had to shoot the video. I think Manny told this story, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
They just had to run out there, shoot the video, and then go from station to station promoting the single, and then it just took off because the label wasn't backing it, if I'm not mistaken. So when they
Mm-hmm.
came back with "Shoulda Let You Go," it was like, all right, cool, we gonna hit them with another club banger, cool. Now, I do disagree. I understand Keisha was trying to break an artist. You know, she was trying to bring Amina in there, but she fit the record. But I feel like there's so many other people that could have gone on that record and it would have.
Well, now I'm gone. Plus, I'd rather be alone. We both grown. Lower your tone over the phone. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I should have
This
known.
wouldn't
Damn,
last
I should
long
have
when you
known
didn't
it.
come home
When
some
that's
nights. You
wrong,
know what
we
I'm
didn't
saying?
come home some nights. So respect the queen on the throne. All right.
I and I'm glad I let you go. Like, I feel like she was just such a she's such a dude. Like, you know
I'm
what I'm
not such
saying?
a dude. I cannot with
She's
you. Oh
such a
my god.
dude, and I can't lie. Like at that time, you know, to the general public, it was like, what's it giving? You know, but I feel like they could have done a few different remixes. Do you remember Miss Jade?
Yes.
I feel like Miss Jade would have been a cool little addition to that record. Like she wasn't popping at the time, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, you know, had she done like a mixtape or something, she would have been a dope addition to that. That record needed, if you ask me, like some Philly or Chicago flavor on it. So I could have easily heard maybe, like you said, Eve or Miss
Mm-hmm.
Jade, maybe the Brat in a different tone. You know, that would have been a cool little something. Maybe we could have got Twister on that. I don't know, but you know, Amina did what she came to do. It was cool. It made the album. We rocked with it. I knew then Keisha didn't have the budget to put behind her to push her to the next level though. I knew that.
Yeah.
We saw it on the show. We
Yeah,
saw it on the show.
even though the way it is did well, it's kind of like they still didn't really believe because it's kind of like the way it is did start off kind of rough.
Hmm.
Because I changed my mind was not a big hit like that.
And
And
I
I
just
just
wanted to
wanted
be
to be
over
over
was
with
the
even
lesser.
less of a bigger hit. So it was like, okay, we don't know how this gonna start off. We might start off a little rough again. Let's not try to put too much. But what's so crazy about, and we said this in the last review, but what's so crazy about I changed my mind. Living in Mississippi, I thought that song was number one.
I did too.
They played it all day, every day. I couldn't go no day without hearing that song. And it was always in the Fat Five at 8 all the time. Like I
Yeah.
heard that song all the time in Mississippi.
It was everywhere.
So
At
that's why
least
I'm
in my
so
hometown, it was
surprised.
everywhere. You were going to hear it at a house party, and you were gonna hear the capital S, capital H, capital Y, capital N, capital E. Like you were gonna hear that version, but you still heard Keisha. So I just didn't understand why it wasn't a big hit because it was definitely an anthem for sure.
It
Um,
was.
but I
That's why I
think
was
with this
so
album, they were trying to
surprised.
do radio records. I think they were trying
Yeah.
to do more radio records this album, and so it should have let you go worked. I didn't hear it on the radio in South Carolina, but Keisha definitely performed it quite a bit.
Well, I give it a 9.5.
I'll go with that.
The next song is Heaven Sent.
25. 25. That was another one that felt like a hug. Think you're in love because I
Cause I
want
wanna
to bring you. Ooh. Like that one section always, even to this day.
be her Grammy nominated record. Sent from above. And you can put your whole life into a man. Love ain't what you thought it could have been.
Honestly changing, you don't feel as good as it used to before. And all the things
Everything you used to say, thing
you
you
used
used
to
to
do
do,
when I
went
got
right
the
out the
door.
door.
Ooh! You okay? So we're in agreement. It's 25 for me.
25.
And in her live show, there's a video on YouTube right now. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. Look up Keisha Cole, Heaven Sent in Chicago. This is during the woman to woman era where she had the blonde updo or whatever, and she has on this black. situation with the ruffles,
Mm-hmm.
and they mix it in with a Michael Jackson song at the end. When I tell you, I'm like, do you remember the performance of Heaven Sent on the BET Awards?
Terrible.
You didn't like? Well, okay. I understood why it was what it was, but I felt it. She wasn't as technical as she is now, but at that time, I was excited to see her. I think that was more
Yeah.
of what it was for me. I was just excited to see her because it was like she's she's finally made it. To me, it was like she
Mm-hmm.
finally made it. You on stage with Kim and Missy. Kim and Missy were legends at the time, so it's like, and even more so legendary now. So it's like you on stage with Kim and Missy. I also remember they Twitter Kim and Keisha's Twitter beef too around this same time. That was an era,
Okay. Kim
an
was getting to it with
error.
everybody. Kim was getting to it with everybody, but I guess we agree with it being a 25. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
do we count same thing?
Yes, because same thing. I need justice for same thing. What the people don't
Ah!
know is same thing is a full song. And we've only heard it one time.
That's
There's a video, I don't even know if it's still on YouTube, where they played the full song at one of Keisha's listening parties. Um, but same thing was a full song, and I feel like it would have been a dope addition to maybe a deluxe album, kind of like what Kay did with the right one. Um,
Ooh,
right.
can't wait till we
Um,
get to her albums.
listen, we gonna dive in. Let's see if we can get Kay to come on. We gonna see. We gonna see. And when I tell you that's gonna take you from here to here, Scotty,
Okay.
I ain't never gonna see Scotty no more. But I ain't never gonna see Scotty again. And
Don't do
so,
that.
and so yeah, same thing. Great interlude. Great interlude.
Mm-hmm.
But that gotta get my heart back though.
Let's get into that.
The moment that beat dropped, a couple of times I almost wrecked my car because I'd be so in it, and like that thing just,
But my heart ain't been the
when I tell you that,
same.
I rode with that for at least a good 5 years. The new albums had come out. I didn't give a damn about nothing. I didn't give a single gram of damn about nothing. That song was the pinnacle of my entire existence. And especially the end where the hey yeah, like that was her ad lib for this album, and I was here for it. I was here for it all. Same the way. Now I will say, back to Shoulda Let You Go. I hated the way it ended. Yeah, like yeah, like y'all couldn't have ended it another way, but only Keisha. But back
That's
to
how you
get
know
my,
it's a
gotta get my
Keisha
heart back.
song.
Jesus Christ,
No
those
one,
lyrics.
what to say? It's the same road I seen before, but no one told me that it would hurt this way, and my life wouldn't be the same. Aim. That's why I gotta get my heart back too.
And what made it so bad, the person that I was engaged to, so they got a whole new boyfriend that
Mm-hmm.
eventually became a fiance. And we'd
Mm-hmm.
be sitting in the car and that would come on and we both would be bopping. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, "Why is you impeding on my move, baby. Like this ain't your moment because you ain't went through what I went through. You will in just a minute. Because if you knew what I knew, hello. But
Right.
and eventually they did. But whoo, that was an era. That was an era. Oh my gosh. Y'all, if you're in your early 20s, don't even worry about it. Unless they are really intentional about it, don't do it. Don't
Right.
do it. Like, please, please have as much sex and smoke as much as you can. Go to the club, have fun with your friends, but don't do it. Because when I tell you, every relationship for a while after that was based off of that one experience. But we love Keisha for carrying us through.
Tens. Tens off the bat. Tens.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then
Now,
the album takes a turn.
yes.
The
Was it
album
worth
takes a
it?
turn,
Oh,
and the tone changes.
I could have done without Was It Worth It?
Really?
And it's not that I don't like that song. It's just not one of my favorites.
Why?
I don't really have a reason. It's just one of them songs that it's like it's cool, but I skip it today. Like I don't never really want to like those one of the songs that I revisit the least is Was It Worth It?
So at this time in 2007, Brian Michael Cox was everywhere.
He
Like
was.
he did the We Belong Together, he did the Mary J. Blige, Be Without You. He had done Ride for You for Danny D. Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did Circle for Marcus Houston. Like you knew when those keys came on,
He
you
was
knew it was
everywhere.
Brian. You knew it was Brian. And so the moment I heard that, I was like, oh, this is where we're going. We like drama. Okay. So the production is what drew me in because it's
Mm-hmm.
drama. You can never go wrong. I thought it was a great transition from Gotta Get My Heart Back. Is it the strongest song on the album? No.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a single? No. Is it a song that they may play? They wouldn't even play it on the Quiet Storm. I was gonna give it that, but they wouldn't even play it on the Quiet Storm. But it's a cool song. I like it. I would give it a 7, 8, because when it comes on, I gotta be in the mood to listen to it.
Yeah, I give
And
it a 7.
and when it comes on, I don't even really do I even make it to the hook. I think I play it just to hear the keys.
Yeah, because I don't care about nothing else. Like I don't really know the words to that song
That's
like
one song
that.
I don't know all the words to. That's one
So
Keisha song
so
I
we hear
don't.
it in. We hear it in.
Yeah,
You
we
get
hear.
it.
So I'd give it about a 7, 7.5 for the half comes from the keys. We
Yeah.
we, we got to give it up for the keys.
Now, just like you, the title track.
I thought it was a great theme for the reality show. I thought it was gonna be a single at a point.
I'm glad it wasn't.
Really?
I love the song, don't get me wrong, but a single? Nah.
So follow me, right? Follow me.
Okay.
So do you remember like there was an era on like every R&B album and even on some rap albums, like they had like that song where it was like
An inspirational
it
song?
was like an inspirational song. It's like, what about the children? You know what I'm saying? And it was that's kind of what I saw for it. It was like, this is like this universal, record. Do I think it would have been a successful single? No, but it would have definitely put her in it would have introduced her to potentially a different audience had they played it, say, on Inspiration Radio or, you know, maybe gospel radio. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I didn't think it was a single, but I know that was the conversation at one point. It was a cool. Ha!
I'm glad it wasn't, honey. But I give it an 8 though.
I give it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it
See,
a 7.5. It was.
it
It
seems
was.
like all these albums have those little moments where it slow down for about
Yeah,
two
and
songs and then it hype back up again.
just like you, it was a filler record, but it was a necessary filler.
Yes.
Like it wouldn't have been the album if it wasn't on there.
Right.
So, and we know it because, like I said, of the reality show. So
Mm-hmm.
it worked. It worked.
All right. The
It
next
worked.
song is Losing You featuring Anthony Hamilton. Love this song.
Really?
I love that song.
Okay, so tell us why you love it.
I really like this is one of my favorites. But when I first saw the title and the person that was featured on it, I had a different outlook of what the song was gonna be. I'm thinking it's gonna be some soul ballad or something. But
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that when I heard it. And then he's only on the bridge. And
Which is my
so,
favorite part.
which is my favorite part. And it was relatable. Well, every song on here is relatable, but when you at that moment where you don't know where your relationship is going.
Well, I knew where mine was going, but because at that point it was the
It's feeling
Titanic, baby.
you already feel like you falling out of love with them, and now you feeling like you're losing them now. And I've been there before. And I played that song so many damn times. And the production wasn't the best on this song to me, but I still love the song though. The production sound like they ain't had no budget.
So follow me. I agree. The production did sound like they didn't have a budget.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like the bridge is the best part of the song simply because, not just because it's Anthony, but also because of the backgrounds. The
Yes.
backgrounds is what drew me in. You know this, I'm a background kid. So the backgrounds is what drew me in. And I was like, finally. All right. So we see each other.
We
I'm
do.
going to give it an 8.
I give it a 9. I love that song. I'm sorry. Um,
Oh,
last night. Do we even
last
want to talk about
night.
that?
Couldn't even get an answer. Okay, now they played it at the club last night, right? That thing came on and we were in there like, now
I would have been
granted,
singing. I would have been singing it too. I don't give a damn. I would have been singing it
it
too.
was, but I realized it was the beat for me, right? And I didn't
Yes.
realize that there are two versions of that song. The version that they played last night was actually the extended version, and my first time ever hearing it. So the
Mm-hmm.
part where Keisha says, um, why couldn't you just tell me, baby, 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 baby? So on the album version, she only really does it once, but in this
Mm-hmm.
version, she does it twice, and then it's another part that they do twice. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that there was an extended version of it. But yeah, I remember her recording it on the show, and he was like, "No, you gotta scream it." She was like, "I'm screaming it," but
She was pissed.
baby Keisha was pissed, and Puffy was like, "You feel like singing today?" She was like, "So." Listen, Keisha was like, "I am not scared," but it's the production. It's the production. Do I think it fit the album? It definitely was random. Um, I don't know if Press Play had come out yet. No, Press Play hadn't come out yet. I think Press Play came out no, Press Play was
It did
out.
come out. Yeah.
Press Play was out by then. And I don't know, I know they've since changed the rules a few times. So I don't know if the sales of last night played into the sales of Just Like You, but if it
Mm-hmm.
does, especially now, it makes sense. So maybe, I don't know. This is just off the dome. Maybe that's the reason why we didn't get a fifth single, because technically last night was a single. And like, you remember with Destiny's Child, like when Destiny Fulfilled came out, we honestly could have gotten a few more singles. But I think by that point they were overexposed, and the people were, you just don't want to overexpose them to the general public. Same thing with Brandy. It's like you don't want to overexpose an artist to the general public. And I think that with Keisha, they were probably trying to do a gradual climb. So that might have
Mm-hmm.
been the reason why we didn't. But last night, with the exception of Puff,
10.
it's a 10.
Um,
We do
work
not
it
agree
out.
with his actions over here.
Work it out.
Work It Out is a Work It Out goes in that basket with Heaven Sent and I Remember.
There's this guy I've been seeing. Hold on though.
Every
Every
time I
time I
close my
close my
eyes,
eyes,
he's in my what?
then I thought, ooh,
Baby.
and we've been going through it for some time now. It ain't my fault, no. I'm just trying to be truthful to you and let you know. 15, 20, just
Baby, that's a 20 for me. That one should have, and truthfully, that one should have been a single. I would have loved to hear Keisha sing that live. I
I
don't think she's
love
ever
it.
said, and truthfully, with a lot of these songs, she's never sang some of these songs live. I've never seen her do Losing You with Anthony. I've never heard Was It Worth It? I've never heard Work It Out live. Like, I definitely, had she brought it out at the concert, I definitely think the crowd would have been like,
Well, maybe if she does a 20th anniversary tour for Just Like You, maybe we'll get it then.
she should, because I mean, listen, Keish. Listen, Keish.
Because I'm gonna tell you, when I went to the way it is anniversary, she did not do Superstar. Well, she played Superstar, but she didn't do Superstar. She the song she did perform was Situations. That's what she didn't perform. She performed everything but that.
Wait, she didn't do situations?
She didn't. I told you that when I went to the concert. She didn't.
It's got to be some okay, and I know sometimes like an artist won't perform a song because of legal reasons, and so that might be the reason. But man,
But her
I'm gonna
ass
tell you what
did
I
that
saw in my
cheap.
head for that performance. Like that was definitely one of Keisha's where it's like you down there, like your weave is everywhere, like "Oh, we can't forget," like
But she performed
man.
that. But she performed that cheap sounding ass Down and Dirty.
Now I like that one.
And the whole crowd went crazy when that song came
I
on. I'm
told
just
you that.
like,
I told you. Go back to our
am I
last
the only
video.
one
I
who hates
told you
this
that was
song?
the one.
I'm like, am I the only one who hates this song? Because
No,
soon as they heard, doom, 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 doom,
that would definitely be me, baby. I would have ran down them steps so fast.
ah!
I would have. You would have thought I caught the Holy Ghost, baby. When I would have heard, dun, 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 baby, listen,
I
listen.
was looking around. I said, am I the only one who hates this song? And the girl behind me was like, yes, baby, because that's my song.
That is my song. Okay,
What?
that is my
Oh my
song. I don't
God.
care what they say. I
I
don't care what they
hated it. I've
say.
always hated that song. Oh my God. I hated it. I'm sorry,
I
friend.
can't.
I'm sorry, friend. I hated that song. Um, do you want to end it here or do you want to talk? Do you want to include the remix to Let It Go?
So the remix to Let It Go, I thought that was it was a expected closer to say the very least. Um, if you got Kim and Missy on the original, you gotta have Ti. You gotta have a male's perspective on it. It was
Yeah.
that type of record. So
And you got
it
a new second verse from her too.
and you got a new second verse from her. Hi. Which I actually appreciated. Um, I didn't hate the remix, but I don't play the remix.
Okay.
Now, what I would have liked, follow me, if we had taken another old school sample and done a remix to it, maybe one more chance or something like that. Maybe
Right.
have we taken something like that, or maybe you done a Tupac sample. You know what I'm saying? You did East Coast for the original, now do the West Coast for the remix. I would have taken something like that. Um, but I didn't hate it. And on that deluxe version, we got the solo version of Trust without Monica. You didn't like it? I loved it. I mean, I love the version with Monica. I feel like Monica added. You know how you go to some people's house because some people can't cook, and you know how they go. I'm just saying, you go to some people's houses and it'd be like your food's really bland, like low key, and then you get some seasoning salt and you just kind of sprinkle it. And it's like now it's right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what Monica did for that song. It wasn't a bad song, but it just sounded unfinished and
That's
really
that's the
stripped
reason
down.
why I don't like it. I don't like the solo one
Really?
because put it up against the Monica version, it's like
But the gag is the version that they have with Monica is basically the original. Monica just went in the studio and punched. Like that's really it. Like they took out their second verse and
and then Monica
Monica
sing it.
and let Monica sing it. That's really what they did. If you go back and listen to it, those vocals are the same.
No, I know they the same.
It's like they couldn't get a feature at the last minute. It's like she wanted maybe Brandy or Ashanti because they were talking about having Ashanti as a feature at one point. And so, it could be that, it could be a number of things. So, but
We
I appreciated the solo version. So
we're
I'm gonna
gonna
give it a
leave
10.
trust for the next one because I refuse. I do not acknowledge their trust without Monica. I don't acknowledge
I'm
it.
weak.
I don't acknowledge it. But all in all, what do you rate this album as a whole from 1 to 10?
I'm
No,
gonna give
as a matter of fact, no. From A to F, what do you give it?
I'm gonna give this album an A plus, and I'm gonna say a A plus because I feel like Keisha stuck to what she knew with
Mm-hmm.
this album, but I also feel like Keyshia went outside of what was comfortable for her. Not just range wise, vocally, but I feel like even sound wise, because if you listen to the way it is a sample heavy album. It's
Mm-hmm.
really a hood classic for lack of better words.
It
With Just
is.
Like You, even down to the imagery, her visuals, it's like she went from Keyshia was becoming a woman on this album, for lack of better words. She changed her whole image up for the most part. You know, it was more, she was more polished on this album. It was stripping away, not even stripping away the rough around the edges girl from the hood and turning her into this R&B star, but it was like, you know, even down to her interviews, it was like she's more personable now. She's more warm than she was this first go round. Um I feel like she grew as a writer. I feel like she took chances with different producers. Um, and I ultimately feel like Keisha was in her bag. You know, she took whatever experience was at that time and she put it into her music, something that I wish a lot more people would do now. She put it into music.
I agree. I totally agree. Um, I give it an A+ as well. This is one of those albums where when you listen to it in full, you don't want to skip nothing. Even the songs that are not necessarily like your favorites, you still will allow it to play. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that Keisha was in her bag here, and you can tell when the person is really, really going through something, because
Mm-hmm.
that makes their best albums. You see that with anybody want to buy a heart with K Michelle. You see it with Mary J. Blige's My Life. You see it with these albums. Like you can tell when a person is really going through something,
Mm-hmm.
like they're deep into going through something. You can hear it in the music. So yes, we both give it an A+. So the next you got anything you want to say before
I'm gonna say this about the Just Like You album. Just Like You is one of those albums where, just like, you're not gonna mention Mary, like you said earlier, you can't mention Mary without saying My Life or What's the 411. This is that
Right.
album for Keisha. Very few artists have that type of album where it's like you know them by that one album, or maybe those two or three albums. You know them by that. And so this is definitely one of those. I do want to ask you if there was anything that you could have changed or implemented in this album, what would it be?
The only thing that I probably would have changed, I don't necessarily think that we needed the Let It Go remix to be on it. We could have closed it out easily with. I think that Work It Out was a decent closer for it. I didn't think we needed the remix,
I thought Trust
and
was a decent closure. Yeah, decent closure for the album. I'm screaming. That's
but
a meme. Somebody meme that, please.
but I think Work It Out was a good closer, and I don't really. I would have been fine without. Was it worth it?
Okay. I would have alleviated because it was already on press play.
Last night.
I would have replaced last. Okay, so here, follow me, right? And we
Okay.
can get into this too because when we do the Monica series, we can talk about it. So, like, do you remember when they did "It All Belongs to Me"? Like, Monica had her version, and there was a conversation about Brandy having her
Brandy's
own version
version.
on her album. I would have maybe liked a solo version with Keisha, or maybe a version that didn't have Puffy at the forefront. But overall, and like I said, the alleviation of the Let It Go remix. Other than that, I don't have any other complaints or anything that I would change. It's a great album.
From top to bottom. No versatile. No versatile. Anyway, so with that being said, y'all, this is the end of our review for Just Like You. And next week we will have a different me with us truly. Okay, we're gonna go through all of Keisha Cole's albums. So don't. So this is what me and DJ have decided to do. We're gonna pick an artist and we're gonna do each album by them from start to the end.
And y'all
Now,
let us know what albums y'all want us to do too. I think that'll be fun.
yes, that'll
We
be
can
good as
include the
well.
people.
Yes, so stay on the lookout for that because he gonna be on this channel quite a bit with us reviewing these albums, child. But with that being said, we are out of here and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Peace.